But it's also
just
the
because you
world
want to
you're
get it
living
over.
in. It's also
Yes,
you have to put yourself in
yes,
the world you're living in.
yes.
We see our heroes because they have Instagram and Twitter and Snapchat and
Blood.
shit. Like you're seeing a legend of yours in person. It's a little
in the wild
Like,
too.
it's a little different,
in
and
the wild
I will
is
give her
different.
that.
And it's like, bitch, can you not give yourself credit for being able to track down the location of where she was going to be for you to be at the port to see her leaving?
Yeah, like
Marines
That
can
was
do
a code that the captain gave to his crewmates, and you deciphered it. Give yourself some props. You a smart ass little girl, man.
man. What's up, everybody? This is the Grand Line Gazette, where we talk about One Piece every damn day. We talk about character discussions, fleet discussions, breakdowns, theories, episode reviews, manga reviews. Today is a late one, but it is our episode review of the One Piece fan letter. No official episode number, but
Uh-uh. I think it was like 1129.5 or 1122.5 or some shit like
I
that.
don't care when they start throwing that in. That don't mean nothing to me. No official number.
I think it's just gonna be the One Piece fan. Like that's how I'm gonna.
Yeah.
That's how I refer to it.
Yeah. Animated by that animator we've been seeing a lot in Elbaf. We saw them in Wano. I think their name's this Chainsword Vincent Chainsword or something like that. I'm messing it up. Y'all let me know in the comments below. Animation is gorgeous. It's that animation from the last episode where like Aokiji was talking to Garp in the sunset and stuff. You're like, man, this is cinema. First impressions.
That in particular, whoever is the artist, not just the animator, how they went about portraying these scenes and these themes, embodying each panel, like you said, cinema. Like wherever direction they are going with animating and illustrating this story, keep going that direction. This is a style I really do appreciate. I I have a special place in my heart for the OG One Piece animation when it first started because that's what I was introduced to. But this shit, if this is where it's going, keep this shit.
I feel like if it wasn't such a long anime, or if there was like
Yeah.
some kind of fast forward button, like feels like the animation it was supposed to evolve to. Like I think they did a lot of stuff where they like try to mimic Bleach and Naruto and stuff like that, but I think this is like where they wanted to be, but they just couldn't do it. Or who knows? Who knows? I think it just fits perfect.
If they bring it into the One Piece, even better. Keep this shit.
Right?
Well, and you can bring this up every so often too. Like I like, especially with so much love that I've been seeing that this gets. Like you can see more adaptations like this where we get a couple fan letters. I mean, they chose this, but they could easily They could easily go off the Reverie. You could get a couple like servant people
Each
from the
Rawhead
Reverie.
is a family.
Yeah, and like, hey, like, it's a fan letter to the Revolutionaries instead.
Yep.
Like
Yeah.
they have great options
Or
here.
Kobe at Hachinosu.
Sure, I mean it's endless. It's endless,
That's
dude.
it. Maybe it
Yeah.
is one. Ooh. Yeah, bro, it is endless. It is endless. Like it's just like people being
Entire
inspired.
spinoff.
That's it. Well,
This is an entire spinoff.
well, I wouldn't want a spin off of that. I feel like that would get a little too old. But I
No,
like
but I'm
one
saying
offs.
it has the capacity to be. That's what I'm saying.
Oh,
Like everything and how endless
possible.
it is, you could start something else altogether just based on this particular premise. You don't have to. I would
No.
personally.
And
What you
and I think one every once in a while is great. They obviously put a lot of effort into this, and
Yeah.
they thought about it quite a bit.
Yeah.
And the animation is fantastic.
This is supposed
There's
to be.
there's very little fight scenes, which is great. As far as first impressions, though, I'll be honest, still loved it. Was not. I thought I was like, hey, I thought at the end of 25 minutes, I'm gonna feel like I wasted it, and I was just gonna be doing it for the show.
We all skipped
That's
the
right.
episode. We all skipped the
loved it.
episode last week, and then we were like,
I
wait,
did.
maybe we should watch
It's
this.
coming out late.
We did,
That's why it's coming out late.
yeah. I mean, hey, props to people on Twitter. You know, your comments and your things you say on Twitter and stuff that everyone sees, like that does you give them praise. People does work because
Yeah.
that's why I started. That's why I watched it. So I mean,
This is
it's cool.
also the episode that's supposed to leave us before the 6 month hiatus. They are doing the review of Fishman Island. Maybe we should. Maybe we should do Fishman after this. Notable Fishman. Um,
Real quick, real quick, before you go into your next point, Corey. This is the
I
episode
don't
we're
have a
saying
point.
that. No, okay, real quick. This is the episode we're being left with before they go on the hiatus, correct? So, what about this movie can we dissect to see what could be potentially happening now in Elbath? I was
I don't think
thinking
anything.
nothing,
No,
even though it's a mirror and everything, because it's like Garp just got captured, and we just got shown that in
I
the
don't.
episode.
I don't think this movie has anything to do with anything in the story.
I okay.
All right. Well,
I'm just
here. I mean, from your perspective, you answer it first, and then maybe I don't know.
yeah.
okay.
Because
From my perspective, it's like we're being left with this, where it's like this is what you get in terms of nothing that has to do with the story. Perhaps it's a palate cleanser. But because of what I've experienced with Oda, I'm not looking at it as just that. Because Oda chose this particular instance to highlight the shit that's been going on at Marineford. So it's like, why Marineford?
well,
Well, the inverse of Marineford is happening right now. So I'm thinking, like, and we talked about that, and I'm thinking, is there something here that we need to actually be paying attention to that he's hiding with this fan letter?
I
Is there
don't.
something that we
I
can
don't
look?
think Oda does the production or anything for the anime.
So, do you think he co-signed the fan letter though?
Not sure. I guess so. It is one of the fan
So that,
letters they gave to him, so he did have to like pick one. But I don't think
uh,
this has anything to do with the. I think that's like looking into the fan letter too much. I think it's just a one-off like palette cleanser. Like, hey, we're going on break, so we can up the animation and give the manga time to build. Here's just like something because we can't really
okay,
So
we can't leave you
let,
like because after Kobe, more shit happens. So we can't leave it
yes,
on the last episode of Kobe, and we can't start the next episode. So we just gotta give y'all something to end out the season.
okay, Kev, what do you think, man?
well, I guess let's get into the story first. I mean, we got a little girl who's writing a letter to Nami. This is all right before the Sabari archipelago reunite after the time skip.
Or
We're following a red-haired girl from that also knows two older Marines. Those are our main characters of the story. And the two brothers are, I mean, you see them during the Battle of Marineford, where the people were we take for granted, Luffy, Mihawk. These are God compared to these people, and they're everyday, characters for us. They're looking up at Mihawk and scared. His eyes are glowing, like it has a godish look to it, and they're struggling to keep up. I think all of this, even the bar scene,
Well, it,
they're
it
all
kind of
kind of cheering for Pyro. Seems like
well, they're kind of
yeah,
just. It seems like they're cheering for like
yeah,
because they saw what happened. Imagine if your boss tried to kill one of your coworkers.
I've brought the yes, agreed. Okay, I'm right there with you,
But
Doc.
like with these Marines, like the it looks like the brother with the darker hair. He doesn't seem like he wants to even be a Marine. Like he doesn't
no,
seem like he's in it. He's making like dumb mistakes and stuff like that. His other brother seems like he's just like, yeah. I mean,
his other
It's
brother
what you
seems
do.
yeah,
in
You get
what it
older
comes
and you join the
across.
military.
yeah.
You know what it comes across like the blonde is the younger brother, right?
I think so.
I think so.
Okay, so the younger brother wanted to go into the Marines, and then the older brother followed. That's what it seems like to me.
Oh, I took it the other way, but I thought the older brother joined first, the younger brother joined second, but has been more successful.
No, because this is telling him to be smarter about certain shit, and it's
Yeah.
like he's been getting told this his whole life, it seems. And it's like he's being told to be smarter about something he doesn't want to do, even in the face of danger. even though his brother said run, he was prepared to run.
Well,
If not
yeah,
inspired by Luffy, he would never went back for his brother, and his brother would have never survived.
that doesn't necessarily connect to him joining second though. But yeah, I think he also joined first. He just wasn't like as successful at it because he looks like he just makes dumb mistakes. Like the dude got caught up on the ice. So
And I guess I always, in my head, I just always, relate it to us. Like as kids of military, I was always told to join the military. I didn't do
yeah,
it, but
us
you
too.
turn
Well,
18, you
no, we
join
were
the
told not to.
military.
Yeah.
Oh, really? Oh, you turn 18, and let's say you have a younger brother, you turn 18 first. You go to the military first, and then your brother joins later.
Or
And
depending
but
on
suddenly,
how it goes for you is
yeah, but then suddenly he's a general, and you're still a private officer. It's like, what the fuck did I do wrong?
yeah.
Well,
And he's like,
I
bro, you're just relaxed. Like, you're good. Like,
Yeah, yeah,
I
yeah.
don't know.
Definitely
I don't
way
know.
too cerebral. And it shows that like when he's trying to like, should I save my brother right there? It's just like he's real cerebral. And then it's like the fact that Luffy, it's not cerebral. I got one thing I'm gonna do, I'm gonna go do it. That bam,
Yeah,
I'm gonna go do it too. I don't have to think about, oh well, this is it. Nope. He's doing it. I just saw him try to do it. I can at least try to do it. The
yeah,
beautiful thing
but
about
like,
Luffy.
uh, that's gonna be a whole like tangent in itself. So I'll just stick to my point. Um, I don't know. Maybe it's not that the older brother didn't join first, but I feel like it is something of the notion where if he did join first, it's because of his brother wanting to join, because his brother seems to have a fucking affinity for it. Like his brother seems like to know how to navigate through all this shit. He seems more engaged with and enthused about all this shit, whereas the older brother is being more cerebral to both of your points. And it's not like he's being cerebral about like how can I advance my position. Like he's questioning his life decisions and shit.
I can see that. I just can't
Or at
see how
least that's
that
how.
equates. I just don't see how that equates to him joining second. But I mean, I can see the
No,
other
no, I'm
stuff.
saying like even if he joined first, I'm thinking he's joining because of his brother. Like his brother expressed that he wants to go into the military.
Well, yeah. Either way, I mean, yeah. I mean, joining. I guess he joined because community is like that's what, like Kev was saying, like the community's like that's what you do. You know what I'm saying? Uh, moving on to like the girl who basically just wants to give a letter to Nami. That's her whole thing. We find out that we kind of connect the dots that they live on Sabaody, very
Yeah.
close to where Marineford happens, very close to the end of that Grand Line. So the military like hype has got to be real in that area with so much stuff that happens. You're right near Ennie's lobby. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
This is like being like born like on a military base or right next to a military base. Like you're gonna go watch the airplanes once or twice at least. Um, but yeah, she's a fan. She's a big fan of Nami specifically. We see other fans of people. We have a bar scene where they're all kind of geeking off all the straw hats, all the military people. Kev's
I
favorite
mean,
scene where they talk about
yeah.
Sanji.
My favorite scene is every time you see a straw hat, because again, we know who they are, but these random
Right.
people, they don't. For some reason, she's so obsessed with Nami, but doesn't know who Usopp is. That one a little stuck out to me, I guess. But everyone
Well,
else is like
Sniper King. That's
Zoro's.
why he wouldn't know Usopp because
Oh,
Sniper King.
true.
Yeah,
Oh, I didn't think about that.
all of that shit made sense to me, given like the areas that they go, given the characters of the people, of the Straw Hats, and the characters of the people who are interacting with said Straw Hats. This little girl loves Nami. She doesn't care about Sogeking. She
yeah.
doesn't care about Usopp. She doesn't care about any of them. She thinks they're all trash except for Nami.
This
So
is
she's
like
not
kind
gonna
of
pay.
going back to like the Roto like discussion with like action figures, where it's like I don't care about any of those. Like that's the one I want.
Yeah,
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 So she does care about him. I think it's more Corey's thing because on her wall she has all the straw hats. She has Soge King.
I
She
love
doesn't
that.
have Usopp.
So
yeah.
thank you for that.
So
But it is so gay King on on the Wonder poster, like the mask. So it's like you're
Yeah,
not gonna recognize somebody under the mask.
which I guess makes
But be
sense
that
why
as it
it
may,
was him.
to take it to the next point, like it's
Um,
like
but yeah,
for me, I excuse the little girl for doing that shit with Usopp and all that stuff because I think she's hyper focused on Nami. But if she has all the stuff on the wall, that's my fault. But the next thing I'm bringing up is Usopp in, or not Usopp, Robin in the library or the bookstore, because it's like Robin's in character. She's not drawing any kind of attention to herself, even with her responding to like, "Who would buy a Frankie book?" Yeah,
yeah,
she's the
but
one that said Frankie don't speak in the chopper body. Who
wait,
would buy that?
Robin, was that the little girl with the red hair in there in the bookstore with Robin?
That was the
Yeah,
one with the bookstore where the girl wants to go to
No,
the Soul
I
King.
understand that. I'm just wondering if that was the red hair girl in the bookstore, and I guess no. Oh yeah, no, it was just the black hair girl. So I
She
mean,
Yeah, she ran in there at one point to hide from the bugs and saw that old girl left the key in the door to get out.
oh yeah. Well,
That's what it is.
different perspectives. She isn't looking at seven people lined up like as she sees them on her wall. She's like looking at normal people, like from up perspective. I don't know. There's a lot of like things you could say about that, but moving on to like this guy who's obsessed with Chopper.
I love the guy. He's pretty awesome. I
Find
wasn't
out
expecting that from any Marine, though.
like why
That's the
his
thing.
bounty's so low.
Yeah,
Now, I do think like I don't think this is like a thing that Oda is like, okay, this is like the perfect place to put this. This is like, but I do think like they asked him about some stuff, and he was definitely like, yeah, I'm cool with this guy being the reason why Chopper's bounty's so low, or maybe he always had that reason. But yeah, he's just like, no, I like Chopper. I don't want Chopper to die. All fans everywhere.
Yeah, I like the dichotomy between the two, like things that he expresses. I like that he is such a huge Chopper fan that even though he gave the card to go and facilitate the mission, he pulls up anyway to the shit just to prevent it from going down or see if he could have a hand in it on accident. Like I love that. Um, Aside from that, is like I assume that you would expect certain things like that. If not from the Marines, that there would be certain people who would have an affinity for Chopper, like the Foxy Pirates or whomever, that would cause the Straw Hats to get away with certain shit.
Yeah, and also it's just like it's kind of like yeah, maybe I can't get in trouble. I can get in like some trouble for not like preventing you from doing something, but you can't. I
Yeah,
can't get in trouble for not just stopping him. You know what I mean? He caught us all off guard. You know what I'm saying?
yeah,
He caught you off guard too, right, boss? like,
yeah,
what are they
yeah.
gonna do? But yeah, it's just cool to see like more fleshed out One Piece world. We talk a lot about like these cities and towns. Like I think one of the ones we were talking about last was in our Lafitte video, where we are like, he's just sitting on top of a building. Like, well, people live there. How are they reacting to it? But this is like a
Yeah.
perfect example of like why people don't really notice other people. Other shit's going on. Like when they were in that bookstore, like you got the giant bug. You got it. You know,
Yeah,
you're running from people already. Like it's a very
yeah.
chaotic world they made. But I think it's all
Like,
just built off like hope and inspiration and like just that. I don't know what that word is. That determination Luffy has. Just that straightforward determination.
Brit.
Yeah, just that grit. I don't know if that's the right word, but I feel like it is like grit. Yeah.
To speak on what you just expressed, like it is insane that Oda is moving at the pace that he is in the 2+ decades that he's been doing this. I read recently that he said that he wished he could become a robot, so this is all he could do and everything. He could just like not sleep so he can get this shit out. All he cares about is doing this shit with for his
That would be
manga.
crazy if you're like 5 years from now, you're like these lines are a lot like sharper than they used to be. This chick's got like robot arms. Shit.
But he could afford it.
Yeah,
I
that's why I
promise
thought when
you,
you were saying that, I'm like, he could really kind of afford a lot. Like, if anybody could
that
afford
he could
something,
afford it.
I don't
Yeah,
know how much money Oda got, but I'm pretty
yeah,
sure it's
he can afford this.
he's on a level like he's got to be like,
Yeah,
I don't know how much money Stephen King got, but they got to be
yeah,
like high up there. You know what I mean?
multiple.
Yeah,
Yeah. But just for him to continuously build this world week by week or day by day, whatever his metric is insane to be doing it for 2+ decades. So you've created this shit where you can have multiple spin-offs in any direction. Not saying he will, but the fact that you created this all this potential where there's a spin-off just for the East Blue and there's a spinoff just for Don Krieg's shit and how they came across fucking Mihawk in the beginning and got kicked out their Grand Line. Like just starting with that and then just keep going,
yeah,
you have all these different fractals.
yeah,
That's such great storytelling
yeah.
that it gave
And
Well,
all these
the
different
the
characters who
idea of him having spin-offs is such a like a scary thought because his world is so fleshed out that you could, but every every attempt will be lesser and more diluted and lesser
I
and lesser.
agree.
And it'd just be like,
I agree.
damn, man, this is what we got to.
Strictly
and
speaking on the
it's
potential
tough
of it.
because how do you you if you there's 1,200 episodes. I feel like there's something in there for everybody, type of
Yeah,
thing. It's
no, this
yeah,
is it.
it's so I don't know if spinoff, and I don't know if Oda will live long enough to make spinoffs. But I feel
Right.
like he has a solid squad that's like maybe can inherit.
I
I
would,
mean, we talked
I
about
would,
inherited
No, no.
will.
no,
I
okay,
think maybe
Dragon Ball
oh,
Super, Boruto, like Dragon Ball Super, it took him, when did that start, 2014? It took them 10 years to hit their stride right now. I'll give them 8.
hold
Boruto,
on.
Was it
trash.
different? Was it different
Look,
writers and
maybe
everything? I'm
maybe
talking.
Yeah, Dragon
Oh
Ball Super has a
I'm
different writer.
I'm
I
no,
using
think it's
spin-off.
one of the editors that turned to the writer of it. But
I
that's what I'm
meant
saying. Their editors and their teams sometimes take over for these things. That's also like Boruto, like the editor and team take over. And then they're like, oh, actually, what we should do is just make more money off this, besides make more world.
yeah.
Okay. So I'm using spin-off in the wrong context. So instead of spin-off,
Yeah.
there are so many
There's
plot
avenues
twists.
where he could like flesh out in so many different like directions.
Appreciate that.
Uh,
That he gave all characters depth. That's all.
yeah. But I guess yeah, the girl gets captured, but she gets away and she gets to the ship, and yeah, they think they snuck her letter, or no, they think she stole something, but really
They
she's
think
just stealing
he's
her letter back or
hold
something.
key for the whole mission that the dude sent out who loves Chopper.
Yeah,
He loves Chopper, passed off the thing to the younger brother, and they thought that she stole that because they were unaware that her letter was in there the entire time.
yeah. And then she's actually I don't need the letter. I get to watch them go. Cool
Yeah.
emotional moment for her, I guess. Yeah, cool. Whatever.
It's not like she was getting it to her anyways.
No. Yeah, exactly. It's like,
Shit.
oh, I was like, that was
Third
the part.
time?
That was the part of the episode that was kind of like, oh wow, cool. You saw the side of her hair.
Yeah, I was like, oh, great, great. Put a
look,
tangerine on
I'm,
the letter.
I'm,
So
I'm
you
not a 12-year-old girl. I'm sorry that part.
I get it,
no,
but it's
just
also the
because you
world
want
you're
to get it
living
over.
in. It's also
Yes,
you have to put yourself in
yes,
the world you're living in.
yes.
We see our heroes because they have Instagram and Twitter and Snapchat and
Well,
shit. Like you're seeing a legend of yours in person.
in the
It's a little
wild, in
it's
the wild
like,
a little
too.
it's a little different.
in the wild
I will
is
give her
different.
that.
And it's like, bitch, can you not give yourself credit for being able to track down the location of where she was going to be for you to be at the port to see her leaving?
Yeah, like
Marines
That was a code that the captain gave to his crewmates, and you deciphered it. Give yourself some props. You a smart ass little girl, man.
yeah, honestly, like that would be cool if we. I mean, honestly, I don't want to see her again, but you could definitely
I
go into
feel it.
more on her story. You
Yeah.
Ever again.
We'll see her again. We'll see her in a flash forward when she's a Marine or a
I'd love
pirate.
to see when she dies. That's
like
what I want to see her next. In
No,
the
she's gonna be a
tombstone.
pirate at
In a
Luffy's
burial.
execution.
Yeah. Kevin, why did you double take him? Look like that.
God, that broke my heart.
Well, Luffy's execution. Him and
Yeah.
Buggy are gonna get executed at the same time, but Buggy will live. It's chop chop.
Well, no. Well, watch like Nami be in the crowd, and she's like, "Yeah, fuck that
Sea
pirate."
prism
And then she's
stone.
like,
No chop chop.
Oh yeah, well.
Come on.
that's my captain." It's like,
Ah.
Nami, is that you?
Nah.
Marine.
Like I
Nami!
feel like no. First off,
Oh, Nami, you came.
First
You're
off,
killing
before
your
you brought that
captain.
up, I feel 100% that Luffy would vouch to be executed before dying because of all the shit he's done since Ennis Lobby to like diminish his life expectancy. Like you're accelerating your death on your own.
Yeah.
Sure, and I think that might be what
Same thing as Gold Roger.
killed Roger. Yeah. Same. And I don't know if you probably can't attest that to the fruit because Roger didn't have it. But there's probably
Right.
something there. I don't know what it is.
No. Yeah.
We'll find out.
Roger got Goku disease. Yeah, but let us know what you guys thought about the episode. I'm about to leave you guys with one last piece of lore. The reason why the androids were so much stronger in our timeline was because Goku died already in Trunks' timeline, and they had nobody to fight him. I found that out. There you guys go. Take that Dragon Ball Z stuff with you.
You're welcome.
Any last thoughts about the episode?
Take that shit back to your shitty anime and go watch Dragon Ball Z. Yeah.
Overall,
Oh, you scared me. You scared me. You scared me.
You thought I meant One Piece?
No, I thought you meant Dragon Ball Z when you were talking about shitty anime.
No, I
You
did.
scared-
I did. Yeah.
yeah, you did.
Take that shit back to your shitty anime. This is a One Piece channel. My fault. Go ahead and start a Boruto channel on your own time.
I like the whole Sanji and Zoro interactions in the bar. I don't care.
Those are my favorite parts.
Those were like one of the top, if not the top, favorite parts that I had. I loved how Zoro was listening to all these contenders, some that he didn't respect or revere and felt the way about. I love how he left the whole bar and knocked them all out. I love how Sanji was feeling the kind of way because they kept talking about Zoro and Luffy, but they didn't mention Blackleg, and he left the same kind of way. And it's like, you was quick with them feet. Because you knocked them all on the head and kept moving with that shit in your hand, bro.
Yeah, they were like, what happened?
You was quick, bro.
Like, how you kick everybody?
That's what I'm saying. You was quick, bro. And you did. Favorite parts. That's the last thing I have to say about it.
All right. Well, that's the episode, everybody. We will catch y'all later.
Peace.
Peace.